notifying viewers that you are live. Let's see if we can get anybody in the room this morning. Let's see what number time, 11:20. 11:20. Let's see if we can get anybody in the room. They notifying people. It's game prep, baby. Game prep days. All right, we getting some people in the room. We getting a few in the room from last night. Had a good live last night. Preparation for the games. I know I said I was coming back on Sunday, but I wanted to go on and come back right now because some of y'all do. A few people last night said they had some games today. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on which coast you're on. We're gonna answer some questions. Some of you guys had have games today. Okay, Wolo, what's up, Wolo 2K? I see you. Trials on Monday. Good luck. That's what I was supposed to. You didn't? Were you on yesterday, Wolo 2K? Yep, we had a live last night. It went pretty good. We answered some good questions. A few people said they had some games today. So I want to talk to you guys about the preparation for games. So for everybody who wasn't on here last night, okay, you was asleep, gotcha. Yeah, we had a good live last night. So, once a week I'm gonna try to have a cheat code day so we can go over the game plan for what you guys need to do. I got my clipboard, going over plays, things like that. I didn't bring it out today, so I'm not gonna hold y'all too long. I just wanted to come to y'all today, right now, feel y'all had games, and just go over some of the preparation for the people that had games and some of the people that do have tryouts on Monday. So some of the people said they got cut. Like I told them, not that big of a deal if you got cut. We're going to come back stronger next year. That's what I'm here for, to give you guys some ideas on what you need to do to make the team next year. So don't worry about getting cut. And for those that made it, we're going to be strategizing to get you guys the playing time that you need to get to the next level. That's what we're going to be talking about. And it's game by game, day by day, practice by practice. So all this stuff, it comes, preparation is going to be the key to getting to the next level. So let's see if we got any questions. I see it's only about 4 people here. You sprained my wrist 2 days ago. I need a heal by Monday. Ooh, you sprained your wrist? Which wrist did you sprain, Wolo 2K? Was it and are you left-handed or right-handed? That's the key. And also, what position do you play? Because I know that's a bummer. You sprain your wrist, but let me see my left. Okay, so you left. Okay, so it's your left and you right-handed. Okay, that's cool. Well, then, what position do you play? What position do you play? Wolo. You a guard. Point guard, shooting guard. Tryouts went great. He said I'm going to be on varsity. Okay. All right, Malcolm D1. Congratulations. Now, you was hitting me up on Instagram, but you ain't hit me up and tell me that. Now, see, you should have let me know. Congratulations. I'm happy to hear that, man. That's good. That's good. We had Cheat Code Friday yesterday, Malcolm. I ain't see you on here, man. You weren't on here last night, were you? I don't think you was on here last night, Malcolm. Oh, no. No, that's okay, bro. Listen, if you miss it, that's not that big of a deal. You were training. That's what you were getting the work in. You don't give up no training to sit down and listen to me doing no talking, man. So that's not, So, yeah, don't worry about that. But congratulations on making it. So, basically, for the people that weren't on yesterday, the cheat code Thursday, I was going to do it on Thursday, but I got tied up. So, we had a cheat code Friday. So, what we're going to be doing is going over stuff I'm gonna try to go live and go over stuff that you guys can prepare for your upcoming games, so that you know what to do, so we can plan and prepare for the upcoming games for these seasons, so that we can get you guys these scholarships down the line. Because what you have to understand is, you're competing against the people in your local area, but you're also competing against people all over the world, basically, and people that already have scholarships. So each day, what we're going to be doing before these games, got to learn how to do 2-3 zone as a top defender. What do you mean by that, Wolo? You got to learn how to do a 2-3 zone. Are you saying guard in a zone? Is that what you're asking? Not quite sure. Somebody said invite somebody to a live. I don't even know what that meant. So I'm still learning about all this live stuff. So somebody tried to, I don't know if somebody tried to join or tried to invite themselves up. So I don't know. But like I said yesterday, we're going to have it where you guys can join the live and we can talk head up, ask questions and stuff like that. Also, we're going to be going over game film, showing you guys some things. Yeah, sort of different since elementary. My coach taught it differently. Yeah, probably so. Are you in high school now, Wolo? Or are you still in no, you're not in elementary school. Are you in middle school or high school, Wolo 2K? I'm 6'1" all-nigga type player, but I'm tired of just being a catch and shoot player. Man, we talked about that. You got to work on your you have to work on your 1 dribble pull up, 2 dribble pull up. That's what you got to work on. And so what I said yesterday is the gym I go to was resurfacing the floor, but they finished that. So here in the near future, I'm actually going to do some drills and put them up. But as I said last night, you're a freshman in high school. So, but that's going to be on my YouTube more than likely, because on TikTok you can only put up 10-minute videos. So y'all gonna have to go to my YouTube and subscribe. It's Full Ride Nation on YouTube. I think I'm gonna put the stuff up over there, and then you guys can go look at the drills, because somebody was asking about footwork and all that type of stuff. So I'm gonna show you guys some footwork drills, how to effectively do 1 dribble, 2 dribble pull-ups, and I'm gonna slow it down to the most basic level, so that it okay, good. I'm gonna slow it down to the most basic level so that you can see what your feet are actually supposed to be doing. And so I'm right-handed, so the way that I'm gonna show it is gonna be for a person that's right-handed. And so if you're left-handed, then it's gonna be the exact same thing, just in reverse, so to speak. So it'll be your opposite foot for the most part. Yeah, and you don't want to just be a catch and shoot player either. So that's definitely what you don't want to do, because if you can only catch and shoot and you can't create your own shot, pretty easy to shut you down. How do I play my position in 2-3 zone? Let's go. So are you at the top in the 2-3 zone, Wolo? Because playing a zone is covering an area. That's the key to playing a zone. You cover an area. You're not necessarily covering the man. So you're making sure that you contain him to an area. And so if you're on the left side and the ball swings that way, then you need to be playing defense in such a way that you're opening up to force that person towards the baseline, because that's where your help comes from. So that's the key. You're not guarding the man per se. So when that ball swings over to your man on the left side, yep, you go and close out, but you're opening up in a way. You're opening this way so that he can go towards the baseline, because that's where the big is. He's sitting there on the baseline. So that's what you need to be doing, okay? And when the point guard has the ball at the top, you're pretty much just going to allow him to just sit there and dribble. You're close enough to him where he can't shoot, but at the end of the day, the two of you guys standing there will stop him from penetrating. And when the ball swings to the right side, the other defender will go out, and then you cover the middle area to make sure that the big man doesn't flash middle. So your job is to stop that middle pass from coming your way. Because because the way to break a zone is to get the ball to the middle. So that's the trick to breaking any zone. So if you are a guard and you penetrate middle, that'll make a zone collapse. Okay, and when they pass the ball middle, that's when the zone collapses. Because if I can get the ball to the big man that flashes middle, he turns around. He has a big on this side, a big on that side, and a shooter in the corner there, and a shooter in the corner there, or he can actually shoot the shot. So the whole point behind the zone is to keep the ball out of the middle of the paint. So when that ball swings opposite of you, Wolo, then you have to cover the middle. And how do you beat a 2-3 zone on offense? The only way to beat a zone on offense, you have to penetrate the zone. If you just stand there and keep swinging the ball around the perimeter, you'll never beat the zone. Because here's the thing: when you're in a zone and you're swinging the ball, the defenders don't have to do too much because you're just swinging the ball. But when you get to penetrating, then that gets them off balance and forces them to have to move around. So if you're on offense, initially when you catch the ball on a wing, then you catch it, you survey, you swing it back, and then when it comes back to you again, now you need to start penetrating. And so what happens with the penetrating, and this goes right back to what I told y'all about, it's what I told you guys about the 1 dribble pull-up. If that person at the top of the key, like Wolo, let's just say you're playing on the right side. So that defender that's actually on that side that comes to you, if he don't close out good enough, then that's when I'm just going to take my 1 dribble and pull up. I'm going to force you to have to come and guard me. Now my big is flashing middle, and we're going to pass it to the big flashing middle. So that's the way that you want to do that. Malcolm, question, what do I do if a slower type of defender? What if I do if I'm a slower type of defender? Do I play tight and get beat, or do I play back? So basically, it sounds to me like you have a problem moving lateral. You need to work on your lateral movement. But the key to playing defense anyway is in defense, you have to force a person a direction, right? Trying to play somebody head up can keep you off balance. So you have to force them slightly one direction, and when they start moving that direction, you cut them off. That's the key. So that's why I tell you guys, when you're in the game or if you're starting, then you have to be watching. And if you're on the bench, you have to be watching. And what I mean by that is this: what you want to know is the guy that you're guarding, does he have a strong left hand or a weak left hand? Which way is he weaker? That's what you want to know. And that's the direction that you want to force him. Because if you're forcing him to his weaker hand, it's easier for you to cut him off that way. And also you want to force a person in the direction of the defense. So if you have a 7-footer sitting down in the paint, you want to force that person towards that 7-footer. So that if they do take the 1 or 2 dribble pull up, that 7-footer coming out, and that's going to obscure everything. And that's how you end up effectively having somebody in a trap. Yeah, guys, I appreciate the likes. Last night we got almost 7,000 likes with only 10, 12 people in the chat. So y'all keep it going. Let's see, 2 messages. What does that say? All right, cool, thanks. What are some drills to learn? Should learn. Well, Wolo 2K, you say your trials on Monday, man. Listen, the work has already been done by now. You can't start working on new stuff now. So at this particular point, you got to go with what you got. So you can't worry about trying to do something new. How do you work on lateral movement? You have to work on it. So basically go to a basketball court. You don't have to be at a basketball court. Go in your driveway, in your house, in your room, and slide side to side, side to side as fast as you can. Side to side, because that's what lateral is. When you're playing defense, basically you're constantly moving backwards or moving side to side. That person is moving forward towards the basket. So you have to be able to slide side to side very well. So that's the stuff that you need to practice. Chopping your feet. So now that you asked me that question, when I do these drills for you guys, then I'm gonna show you how you need to be chopping your feet and closing out and stuff like that. So, just keep going side to side, side to side. So one of the ways to do this as well is you get on the basketball court and you get in the middle of the free throw line and you slide from one side of the free throw line to the other, and you touch the ground, touch the ground, touch the ground, and you want to slide back and forth for 30 seconds as fast as you can, okay? That's one of the things that you do. That's stuff that we did in D1 practice. I got a mosquito in here. Side to side. Let's see. No, I mean team drills like the 3-man weave. I'm not sure what you're asking me on the 3-man weave. You're going to have to ask me that again because I'm not 100% sure what you're saying. When you say two, I think you're saying 3-on-2, 2-on-1 drill. I believe that's what you're asking me. But you're going to have to ask me how many sets of 30 seconds. I mean, as many as you can take. Because right now you're saying you're weak at it. So you need to do as many as you can take. Moving side to side. Do you guys? Yeah, I should have brought my clipboard, but that's okay. Well, I'm gonna get better at these as I'm going along. So another thing I'm gonna be doing too, we're gonna be watching some college games as well for this upcoming college season. I'm gonna be breaking that stuff down, some film. I'm also going to take one of the games that I played in, and I'm going to play the whole game, not just the clip, so that we can, and I'm going to show you myself in real time. And the only reason I'm doing it that way is because since I'm talking to you and I show you in real time what it is, then it will make more sense to you. And then we can follow me around the court on offense and defense so that you guys can see what it takes to get open. And so how do I get back confidence? But confidence comes from preparation. I made a video about that. Having a routine, being prepared. That's the thing that's going to give you the confidence. And being prepared comes from you putting in the work. Exactly, Malcolm, being prepared. See, that means that he's watching the videos and listening. So that's what this is all about. Like I told him last night, on this cheat code Thursdays and Fridays, and hit you guys up out of nowhere just to get you prepared for the games. You guys are going to have an advantage because a lot of people out here, they don't know how to prepare and take care of themselves. I teach you guys what needs to be done because I need you guys to look past where you currently are and constantly think about where you're trying to go. And so where you guys are trying to go is playing in college, playing professionally, whether that be the NBA overseas, and make money for it. And all of that's possible now. You guys have a golden opportunity that, to play basketball at a higher level. There is a blueprint. You guys can actually do it, but it's going to come down to how much work you're willing to put in. There's going to be more than 50 people, and only 20 going to make it. Yeah, that's how it works. Yes, sir. That's how it works. There's probably be more than 50. So that's why you always hear me say, let's compete. Because, okay, you say that's why you're not getting, why you don't get playing time. Yeah, so, yeah, okay, so, yeah, what I always tell you guys the same thing on my videos. If you, a guaranteed way to get in the game is to play defense. I told you. You weren't on the live last night, and I told him last night, I said, this is the thing. Because someone asked me the question. Good, 916 Kev. See, Kev was on here last night. And Kev will attest to this. Somebody asked me, matter of fact, was that you, Kev, that asked me how do you get better on defense? Because Malcolm, D1, and Wolo 2K, they're talking about defense, right? And so I'm trying to explain to them that defense is a hard thing. It comes from in here. And I think Kev was asking me, how do you get better at defense? That's a hard thing. That's a hard thing. So as I told him, you gotta be a dog to play defense. I told him, I made this suggestion last night. I'm gonna make it to you guys. Go to Walmart, get you a bag of kibbles and bits, and eat the dog food if you want to be a dog out there. And so, as I said last night, good offense is gonna beat good defense every time. You're not going to stop a person that can score. Your job is to make it difficult for them to score. So if a person averages 20, my goal is they're only going to get 8 to 10. And like I said last night, oh, that wasn't you then. Okay, my fault, 916. That was somebody else. Exactly. God, my bad, 916 kill. That wasn't you. I see a bunch of comments. So if I mix y'all up, just work with me. That's right. Guard the man when he get off the bus. He was on here last night. That's exactly what I was saying. Somebody else just asked me about the defense. And so, like I said, I'll go to the scores table and tell the man at the scores table, hey, put 8 in the books for him. He'll get 2 a quarter. Yeah, but he averages 20 a game. I said he's getting 8. And so playing good defense and being an elite defender has a lot to do with your mentality. So Malcolm D1, that's what you have to do. You have to put it in your mind that you're going to stop the person that you're guarding, that you're going to make it tough on them. So even when they do score, as long as it's a tough shot, they're going to make tough shots on me all night. That's just how I feel about it. I don't care who it is. Whoever I'm guarding, I'm going to make your night long and I'm going to make it hard. I hope you brought a lunch pail and a hard hat because you're going to work today. When I play defense, you're going to work today. That's just the way that it has to be. So you're going to have to get that in your mind. You're going to have to do your defensive slides to be able to move laterally to make sure you can open up your hips. And like I say, the biggest key to playing defense is see what the person's weakness is. Most people are not that great dribbling with both hands. So if you can force that person to dribble on their weaker side majority of the time, they're going to miss more shots and they're going to make more mistakes. And again, that's from studying and watching the person. So if you start, sometimes it'll work like this, right? Because you guys in high school and stuff like that. So you don't really have scouting reports. And even when you have scouting reports, sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. So what ends up having to happen is, okay, you get the ball, your man gets the ball, you kind of got to see what he's good at. So initially, here's my first thought process when I'm guarding somebody, right? I need to see if they can shoot with a little bit of pressure. So I don't guard anybody just right off the muscle up too close. I stick my hand out. As long as I can touch them with my hand, I'm close enough. Now, a good shooter, like me, if you're just that far away where you can touch me with your hand, I can shoot in your face. And so I can just raise up and shoot. But everybody can't do that. So I'm going to start off being about an arm's length away because I know if you try to go left or right, I can pretty much slide in front of you at that particular point. Also, because at this point, I don't know if you can go left or right really good. But if a person is right-handed, I'm going to assume they can't move left that well. So I'm going to open up slightly to you so that you can go left, which should make your shot harder. And so now if you raise up and shoot that shot and make it, okay, he can shoot. Now I'm going to get all up in your body. I'm going to be all up in your grill, almost nose to nose. I need to see now, can you handle the pressure? Can you dribble with this pressure with a person on you like a wild animal, like a python wrapped around your neck? Now, if you got some moves and you can bing, bing, and back me up, okay. So now I know I got to see, all right, now I'm going to keep forcing you left. I'm going to come at you opened up, forcing you left, and then cut you off left and make you have to shift dribbles and shift directions real quick. Okay? See, these are the things that you have to do. So you get to the next level like college, people can generally move left and right, but everybody can't move that well. So even in college, people still have handicaps. Everybody can't move left and right all that good. And so it's up to you to be able to force them to move left and right. Because let me tell you, when you start having to go left and then cross back over to the right and then pull up, it's a lot more difficult of a shot than just taking 1 and 2 dribbles and pulling up. And so the stuff that I know that's a weakness for others, I try to make it a strength for myself to make it that much more difficult to guard me. Does switching your defensive stand make it harder for them to drive by? I don't know if you're saying, like, when you say switch defensive stance, are you talking about opening up one direction or the other? But you don't really want to be, when you in front of somebody, You got to commit to which way you want them to go. That's the commitment that you have to make. Which way do I want them to go? See, when I'm on defense, I'm more so trying to make you do what I want you to do and not allowing you to do what you want to do to me. Remember, for all y'all that didn't watch the video, it's 3 types of players. Players that let things happen, players that watch things happen, and players that let things happen to them. I'm always the player that's making something happen. I'm the player that's on your neck at all times. Any tips on boxing out? You want to get low and put your butt on the person's knees. When you put your butt on somebody's knees, it immobilizes them and it will not allow them to jump. So what you want to do when you box out, get low, is sit on their knees and push back. And that is going to get them out of the paint. And also when you're bending over, when that ball comes off the glass, it allows you to spring up and get the rebound that much faster. Do you think it's a good idea for one-on-ones to be in trials? Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna make you play. Yeah, they're gonna put you one-on-one. They want to see what you can do one-on-one. Absolutely. I need to see what you can do one-on-one. You think we didn't play one-on-one in college? Shh. We played King of the Hill. You know what King of the Hill is? Do y'all know what that is? Does anybody know what King of the Hill is? Do y'all still do that? Okay, good. Then y'all know what it is. Wallow said he knows. Everybody else, do y'all know what it is? Okay, good. So let me tell you how this worked in D1. We would play King of the Hill. So King of the Hill, King of the Court, y'all call it, same thing. So it's the same premise. It's 12 players on the team, right? So one person, I got the ball, and everybody else is under the bucket. Defender comes out. You got 3 dribbles and 1 shot. That's it. So if you miss the shot, it ain't no running and chasing the rebound. You miss it, it's the other man's ball. So whoever has the ball, you get, yeah, exactly. You only get 3 dribbles, and that's it. Sometimes 2, depending on how aggressive the coach wants you to be. And there's even instances where you only get 1 dribble. Okay? See, this is how you get better at your mid-range game. But typically you get 3 dribbles. So, and that's why I tell you guys, all that tween, that's not going to work. When you get to the next level in college and all that, you're going to have 2-3 dribbles at best to make your move. And so you can't waste dribbles. So to that point, we play King of the Hill in college. And the coach is watching. Coach is analyzing. He's looking at what the band's doing on defense. He's looking at what he's doing on offense. See, those one-on-one drills show 2 things. It shows what a one player can do offensively and what the other player can do defensively. Because there's going to be times where you're going to be in a game and they're going to run an ISO play. And it's 10 people out there, but the 8 people, the way that the offense is going to be set, those 8 people will be out of the way and you'll be on the island by yourself playing somebody one-on-one. So, yeah, the coach needs to see that because when I played JUCO, we used to have this play called open. And what that play is, as a matter of fact, I put a clip up on this TikTok where I went and got the ball from the point guard. We ran open. And basically that's a play for me and this guy to go one-on-one. I come up the center of the court, and at that particular point, he was playing too far back. So I just pulled up and shot the 3 in his face, made him, we went the other way. But open was a play for the person to go one-on-one in the middle of the game. Yes, sir. Me versus you, one-on-one, baby. What you gonna do? You can't stop me. And, at that particular point, in that particular game, I was hot. So you could have put Gary Payton out there at that point and I wasn't gonna be stopped. Is there anything you did specifically besides working hard to get your D1 on? Well, it had a lot to do with, the consistency of me playing throughout high school. So you got to understand, before I got to Division I, man, I played junior college and I also played Division II basketball. So, so the coach kind of, he knew me. I'm going to have to go through this whole, I'm waiting on the right time to put out my entire story on how this whole thing went, for me. But the thing is this, in order to walk onto a team, you're going to have to be putting in a little bit of work everywhere that you go. Okay, and it's also teams that I sent my tape to that the coaches didn't even bother to watch. And so when I walked on, I had to sit out an entire year because I had transferred schools. I was able to practice, but I wasn't able to play. So if you want to talk about pressure, every day I went to practice, I had to basically dominate because I had a scholarship on the line. So for me, tryouts was a long time, and he had every opportunity to cut me. And he told me one day, "Oh, I mean, I don't care. I just let you go." You understand what I'm saying? So every day I went to practice, I couldn't take a day off. I had no days off, zero. The day that I would have laid off for the day I would have got kicked out of the gym. So other players could have bad practices. Guess who could never have a bad practice? Me. My whole livelihood was dependent on it. But like I said, I'm gonna go into that story another time. But the working hard part, basically my skill set is what allowed me to play Division I. Even when I played junior college and I went to Division II, I knew I was a better player and I could play at a higher level. And so I ended up walking away from a scholarship at a Division II school. At that time, my scholarship was worth $40,000 a year. I left it, walked away from it to go D1 and walk on. I went to D1 my first year. I had to sit out that year. And because you couldn't back then move schools and go up. You could go from D1 to D2 and don't sit out, D2 to D3 and don't sit out. But you couldn't move from D2 to D1 and not sit out. So I left $40,000 a year, and I had to pay to go to school for 1 year to hopefully get a scholarship the next year. So you guys asking about confidence, right? So how confident does a person have to be to walk away from a scholarship where you're getting paid to go to school, to go to another school where you're not getting paid and you may not ever play again? And you're playing against people that have been on this team for 2-3 years before you even got there. And now I have to come and and then I have to come in, take a spot from somebody that they're recruiting, and then start the next year some games. So you talk about confidence. Is there anything you can do while you're sick to work on the game? Yep, work on your handles. You can sit in a chair and dribble. So exactly, Cigars and Podcasts, you want to talk about pressure. That's a lot of pressure to do that. So you guys talk about confidence. How was I able to do that? Because I already knew what I could do. In my mind, none of the players were better than me. So I already knew that this is lunch for me. So I'm going to eat these cats because my livelihood depended on it. You understand what I'm saying? And so, like I say, it's a whole, when I tell you guys the story behind this, it's a whole lot of stuff that I had to go through in order to play Division I, and for you guys to see those clips of me playing Division I that you guys see. It's not a rosy photo. It's not a rosy picture. It took a lot of work, a lot of dedication, a lot of belief in myself. You can't listen at the noise. It takes a lot of determination and belief, because if you guys give up on yourself, then they're going to give up too, because they don't care. Because there's always somebody waiting in the wings to take your position. So, you know, you guys are in a good position right now. There's a blueprint to making it. And so what you guys have to do is stay consistent. I figured out how to do the dribble pull-up now. All you got to do is, yeah, good. Any tips on middle school basketball? Hey, basketball is basketball, same thing. I mean, you want to work on your mid-range game, or you want to be an elite defender, Ken Rich 32. That's what you want to do. It's all the same. It's just you get bigger, stronger, and faster as you get older. But the game is still the same. The fundamentals still the same. So that's what you want to do. How do you do? It's tough. I'm not gonna lie. So you gotta understand this, guys. When I led the team in scoring in JUCO, I didn't start in JUCO. at all. I led the team in scoring off the bench. And so it's frustrating. There's going to be politics, and I'm not going to lie to you guys. There's going to be politics in this game. So, unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about it. There's going to be guys that you know that you're better than, that is starting over you. You're coming in, putting in more work than them, scoring more, doing more. The people at the school are going to be asking you, man, why you don't start? Why coach starts such and such over you? Don't ever get caught up in that rhetoric when people start talking, because now you get caught up in the he say, she say, and people are looking for drama. So you don't want to go down that path. Just say thank you. But the way that you deal with that and keep your head up high, you still know what you're going to be doing when you get out there. You're going to have to use that time on the bench as an opportunity to watch the game, see what defense they're playing, see what the player that's in your position, what they're good at, what they're not good at. So when you check in and it's your turn to guard him, you know what his strengths and his weaknesses are. And when his sub checks in, be ready to go at their neck. But stick to what you know. Don't be discouraged and go, because if you allow yourself to get discouraged because you don't start, then that's only going to affect you. And let me tell you this, just because you don't start don't mean you ain't going to go to college. I didn't start my senior year, and I played Division I basketball. And I hate to say this, but the starters didn't play D1. Sorry. They didn't make it D1. I did. They didn't. One of them played D2. And the other ones didn't play at all. One out of the starting five. We had one out of the starting five play D1. One played D2. One played NAIA. And then the other two didn't play at all. But I played D1. I mean, it's not bragging, those are just the facts. So don't allow not starting to discourage you. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing. I led the team in scoring in JUCO, and I played D1. So yeah, don't just take that as an opportunity, and just when you go out there, the best thing you can hear is, why he ain't starting? That's how you know you're doing your job. What was your most nervous game in your whole career? I mean, this is a thing, Lewis, 100K. You get a little bit nervous before every game, and that's only because you want to do your best. So to say that, you don't get nervous, it's not necessarily, but you don't let the nervousness debilitate you or incapacitate you to the point where you're ineffective. So every game, you're going to have a little bit of nerves. That's just normal, and that's only because, one, you're human, and two, you want to do well. So you're going to be a little nervous, when you look out into the stands, you see 6,000-8,000 people up there. You of course you want to perform at your best in front of crowds, but don't use that as a crutch. So the most nervous I've been, I was a little nervous kind of before every game, only because I wanted to perform at my best. I guess maybe the most nervous, but it went away very quickly. As I told a story last night about, I played against this guy that I watched on television 2 years prior, and I thought that he was just phenomenal. And then we played him 2 years later when I got to D1, and I had to guard him. And so when I looked across the court and saw him on the other end, I'm like, oh my goodness, that's the dude that scored 35 points on Duke on the national championship team. So when I saw that, I'm like, ooh, I'm a little nervous because I got to guard him. But then that happened. That went on for about 5 minutes. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm here, he's here. He got to show me he's that good. So, and so I took it as a personal challenge to go and lock him up. So, and I scored 19 on him, and I held him to 9. But, you're going to be, it's a little bit of nerves before every game, but that's to be expected. Just don't let the nerves put you in a position where you don't perform. So, but you're human, so you're going to be a little bit nervous. Like I said, I was a little bit nervous before every game. And so, but again, so I tell you guys about having a routine. The routine is what's going to help you with the nervousness problem. When you have a routine and you're going through your drills you're going through, your routine before every game, that's what's going to calm you down. And I had a routine before each and every game, you know. So, what's up? What's up, Basara? What's going on? What's going on, Basara? Yeah, you on last night. For the Cheat Code Fridays. What's the deal? Trying to get y'all prepared for the games today. I ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer. I didn't want this live to be too long. Any pregame stuff you could do to make you play at your potential besides practicing? Well, like I said, yeah, okay, like I say, your pregame, cause you're in high school, so when you get to college, nothing much, just resting. Yeah, good. That's what you need to be doing. So the pregame stuff that I used to do, high school is a little different than college, because in high school you're not really at the game too much in advance of when it's time to actually. I like John Morant. I like him. You're not there too much before the game. So for a high school situation, your pregame needs to consist of when you get out of school. I don't know what time you guys get out of school these days, but when I was in high school, we used to get out of high school at like 1:45, but we started school at like 6 o'clock in the morning. So by 1:45, school was letting out, and our games would be at like 7:30. So I would go home. And I think if the game was at 7:30, they wanted us back to the gym by 6. So I would go home. Like I tell you guys, get off my feet. We didn't have cell phones when I was in high school, so it wasn't no being on the cell phone and doing all that type of stuff. So I would get off my feet, close my eyes. I would meditate, think about what I'm going to visualize what I'm going to do when I catch the ball, visualize what I'm going to do on defense, make these visualizations in my mind. So then from there, I would get up, I would go ahead and, this is my senior year, I would drive myself back to school. I would get there at 6 o'clock. And so back when I played, I don't know if it's still like this, and I don't know if it's like this in all states, but in Florida, JV played before varsity. So the JV game would be on. The team would be sitting in the stands, the varsity team, and we'd be watching the JV team. And we would generally go into the locker room in the fourth quarter of the JV game. So I sit amongst my teammates, you know what I'm saying? We bonding and, laughing and stuff like that, looking over what the JV team is doing. But in my mind, I'm still going over what I'm going to be doing. Just doing my meditation and things. You go into the back, you're going to change into your uniform, then you're going to come out and do your pregame. You're going to do the layups, this, that, and the third, the jump shots, the usual. Then you got your free play. In the free play, like I said, I got another player on the team. I'm jabbing him, doing all the stuff. Just, again, going through the things that I told you I'm going to be doing in the game. And so when that final buzzer sounds, and then we go to the bench, and then the starters go out, I'm coming off the bench. I'm watching. I'm in there. I'm watching like a hawk. Call me Hawkeye Jones. I'm watching everything, every play. I'm watching the point guard. I'm looking at the other end, at the other coach. I'm looking at the other players on the bench. I'm like a dog salivating, because I know when I get in, I'm gonna be a wild animal. Okay, under control, but I'm in seeking blood. Okay, and so my pregame, I'm trying to be calm, very calm. So when it's time to get in and start chewing people up like animals, I'm there. When I get the lock him up challenge, when I wrap around him like a python and start sucking the life out of him and making his life difficult, that's what I'm doing it for. So you remain calm, so when it's time to strike, you can go ahead and strike. Basketball, genetic inheritance. Do you think basketball takes some type? No, I don't. I don't take it takes no genetic inheritance. No. I mean, listen, man, let me tell you something. It's always people who are going to jump higher than you, run faster than you, and do all of this stuff. But that has no bearing on anything. Yeah, I mean, unless you, as long as you're not, I mean, let's just be realistic. If you're not in a wheelchair or something along those lines, but if you're a functioning person and you can stand up and walk and you weren't born with some disability that's outside of your control, then the only thing that's limiting you at that point would be yourself. And if you're looking at a genetic inheritance, that tells me you're looking for an excuse. Okay, you're looking for an excuse on, well, I'm not genetically, I ain't got it. You think Luka Doncic genetically is better than the people in the NBA? Are you nuts? Are you nuts? This man has better footwork than these people. This man, so again, this boils down to the skill of the man. It's the skill of the man and the will of the man. So your skills are what's gonna pay the bills. Genetics, let me tell you something. I've seen plenty of people who jump out the gym touching the top of the backboard, but as soon as they sound the horn and the ball goes up, guess what? They're scrubs. But he could naturally jump high. I had a friend of mine, he could naturally run fast. He outran a police dog one time. But guess what? When it comes to playing basketball, I don't care. I blow by him every time because this ain't a foot race. Okay, this is not a foot race. I'm not running you in track. Yeah, he might, if we're running up the wing, he might outrun me up the side of the court. But he still has to guard me when I catch the ball. And when I catch the ball, we're not in a foot race no more. We're in a footwork drill now. And we're also in a conditioning drill now. So I hope he's in shape. I hope he's not tired because I'm going to start jabbing him with this jab step so tough. I don't know if he's going to stay on balance. Now we're talking about balance. We're about no genetics. At every point, it's going to be somebody taller than you, faster than you, stronger than you. Man, let me tell you something. We had guys in college that used to lift 300 and 400 pounds. Man, I ain't never lifted 400 pounds in my life. Ever. I would, in the weight room, I'm not dismissing the weights because you still need to lift weights, but the weight room, I think the most I might have ever picked up might have been 205, and that was 215, and that was one time. Nope, I'm sticking with 155. I'm going to bench press 155, coach, and I'm out of here. You understand what I'm saying? Had guys picking up 320, 345, 420. I'm looking at them like, well, but when we got out on that court, guess what? I'm in the mix with them. Throwing bowls, everything. Can't be afraid of contact. Y'all scared to get hit and contact. All of that doesn't matter when it boils down to it. Just because a person is big and strong, that doesn't mean that they can just beat you up. So, it looks good. Like I told y'all in the one video, it looks good. It sounds good, but the game still got to be played. 6'6", 35-inch vert. You know what I'm saying? Bench pressing to 400 pounds. All that look good on paper. When we read it on the paper like, man, coach, you see the paper? This looks great. Yeah, but can he play? Nah, nigga, he can't play. So none of that matters, man. So, I played center at 6'4", 165, 175. So what that tell you? Tells you about a mindset. Shaq says otherwise. Are you Shaq though? Are you Shaq size? When you 7'1", 400 pounds, are you Shaq size? So I wouldn't worry about what Shaq says. You're not Shaq size. And if that was the case, 916 Kev, right, about all of that and genetic inheritance, why is his son not in the NBA? Shouldn't he be in there just off genetics based on what we just said? Man, listen here. That's another thing. On YouTube, I have a video about listening to sportscasters, and I'm going to have to remake that video and put it here. Stop listening to sportscasters and what they're talking about. They're pushing a narrative, and that narrative is going to keep you guys sitting on the sidelines. That's what they're going to do. I heard somebody talking about Steph Curry and his ability to shoot threes is not impressive. If that's not the most nonsensical BS that I've ever heard in my life. And unfortunately, 916 Kel, Shaq was never the most skilled player on any basketball court. So, you got to take what he's saying with a grain of salt. That's an abnormally sized human who the NBA had never seen before and ain't ever seen since. That's a 1 in a million. That's like somebody who won the lottery giving you financial advice because they won the lottery. It doesn't. That's not gonna work for the masses. What he's talking about as far as basketball and skills. Guess what? You ain't gonna win the lottery. It's about the work ethic, and don't be fooled. Shaq still always talks about the work ethic that his father, his stepfather, put in him. The general is what his name is, and so you got to listen at it in totality. Don't take out the stuff that you want to hear and run with that and be like, well, Shaq said this. Yeah, but did you hear the whole thing? Shaq still had to work. Shaq said he thought he was going to go to the military, but his stepdad, actually made him. Work hard. And as a matter of fact, Shaq's one of his sisters actually went to junior college with me, so I know a little bit more about that story of him working out and all of that than you guys may think, because the basketball community gets smaller as you get higher and higher in it and get better and better. The community gets smaller, and so you know a lot of people that played in the NBA, play in the NBA. So as you guys get better and get into different situations, you're gonna have people that you know that play in the NBA. I mean, I got people I know played in the NBA. I know about 6 or 7 different people that played in the NBA that I used to play with. So, but that's another day. That's another story for another day. But Nation, I just jumped on here this morning to talk to you guys a little bit before the games. The social media. Yeah, social media done changed it. Yep, it has changed basketball, because now people are more concerned about you guys are looking at clips of people and determining if that you guys look at a clip and think that, oh well, this is that is this. No, the game still got to be played. And so what happens is highlight tapes can get you there, but your game is going to have to show up when you get there. And I did a video about that too. You guys are looking for this microwave society, but it doesn't necessarily work that way. It's a long road. But as much as it has hurt, this social media is helping you guys as well, because you now have access to people that can actually help you, like me being on social media, for instance, talking to you guys. Without it, we didn't have this, where you could talk to somebody who's actually played and giving you guys real advice, on what you can do to make it. But it's hurted in the sense of there's a lot of people that come on here and say they did this and say they did that and training, and I look at some stuff on social media and I see people showing moves and call themselves trainers, and I'm like, that's just not gonna work. That's not gonna work in the game. That's not gonna get a person anywhere. So it's a gift and it's a curse. Will a ladder? Yeah, it will. Yep, a ladder will help your footwork, help your agility. Yep, that's definitely a good thing to use. Well, Full Ride Nation, I think that's been long enough for today. Hey guys, good luck. I'm gonna meet you guys back probably on Monday. Is it the best? I don't know about the best or the worst. It's a good tool. I wouldn't just say that one thing is the best and one thing is the worst. Getting better at basketball. Go ahead and ask the question. Getting better at basketball. It's a workout good. I do. Neo. I don't know what that is. A chair jumps, tire jumps. You talking about like jumping up and off the chair? Not a tractor jump. I'm gonna have to look that up. You saying like just like box jumps? I never heard of no. See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all got all these different names for basic stuff. Not you, but I'm just saying this the new age. Because I'm not 100% sure what that is. $800 tractor. 800. Okay, yeah. Okay, good. Box jumps. Yeah, box jumps are good. 800 tractor jumps. Yeah, eight. Oh, yeah, eight. Yeah, box jumps. Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah, we do box jumps. Yeah. But I told you guys about the medicine ball as well. If you go to the YouTube channel Full Ride Nation, I got a video on there to show you how to get your hops up. That's why I put the because I didn't necessarily jump all that high until I started doing this jump program, and that's why you see the video of me catching it off the rim, dunking. When I got the ball in the fast break and dunked on that guy plus the 5. Like the year before that, I wasn't jumping that high. But one of the things that I utilized was a Stairmaster and a medicine ball. So, but I got a whole video on my YouTube channel, Full Ride Nation, that you can go watch, where I'm showing you exactly what to do. I actually have a video on there as well with that Stairmaster. The Stairmaster is a big deal. But, you know, box jumps, if you don't have access to a Stairmaster and all that stuff, running heels, box jumps, yeah, that stuff helps. And it also helps your explosion to be able to jump fast, jump quickly. So yeah, all that matters. But guys, it's been a good one. And y'all know the drill. I'll see you guys on Monday. Or I might try to jump back on later, depending on if I got some time. But good luck to y'all, and let's compete.